Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Full Circle with Joyce. I'm here with Le General Benjamin Zulu. Mambo.
I like the general one.
It's this outfit, looking sharp as always.
Thank you.
Good to have you here. And we want to talk about the recurring ex. And indeed, many times on the show, we've gotten this question about, oh, my ex, gee, wants to come back to my life. I'm married. I've moved on. You even have like 7 kids, but you're still here talking about your ex. Wololo. Anywho, by the way, shout out to all our South African viewers. There's a lot of people in South Africa who enjoy this show. I know they get upset when we talk Swahili, but this is Kenya, man. But we'll do our best. And so, Benjamin, talking about our exes, whose fault is it if the ex comes back to your life? Isn't because there's a point at which it is you've allowed them to do so. Isn't there sort of like a complicity as far as allowing someone who left your life, either by their choice or yours, to then make a renewed appearance?
We say, sometimes those exes come back to your life to check whether you are still stupid. Oh, I should have warned you.
Oh my God! See what if Wow,
the
Benjamin,
period,
really? Okay.
the period which you tolerated that person,
I'm just gonna fix my dress.
if you're about to grown it, and now you're a different person, they will not find any place in your life. In fact, you will be seeing that person as a stranger, a reminder of a version of you that is no longer here.
That you're even ashamed of,
exactly.
Maybe.
By the time you come to tell, I met my ex, it means there's something in you still that connected. Remember we say, the people you relate with reflect who you are. Okay? That's why you need to marry a person you can tell us about, because you're also telling us about your bestie choice.
You're telling us about your selection abilities.
Exactly.
Right.
If they are average, mediocre, like those people bash their partners, they forget they're bashing themselves.
Right.
So bad mouth. So if this person represents a part of your life you're ashamed of, they should be in conversation. Where they are. If you come here telling me about, oh, you know, this morning, it means there is a part of your emotion that's still disturbed and connected to them. So I don't want to address the ex. I address this person who wants us to tell them about the ex.
Right.
I mentioned that if you get into love relationship before you're 25, you get addicted. What? And we all know that when you're addicted to alcohol or cocaine and you manage to recover, we never call you recovered alcoholic. Yeah. We always call you recovering alcoholic, because alcohol remains your soft spot. And every time the bottle of the smell comes back, you can fall back after 20 years of living clean. That's the life without an ex of pre-25. There's a part of you that adjusted to accommodate them, and after you moved on, the only solution is to stay clear away from them by all means. And I told you of the woman who told me this campus sweetheart of 22 years ago, whenever we meet we fall. So I asked them, how do you fall? We meet, we run to a car to fall. Now they have their family. They meet, they go to fall. What are we
from 22 years ago?
2 years ago. That's how serious the pre-25 addiction is.
Oh, Lord.
And I'm so disappointed that our people acknowledge our curriculum. Nobody is telling people about the growth schedule.
Yeah.
The medics, you're the medic here. The medics will tell you that your growth, your bones close at 25. There's a tumor in the brain that there's a disease called gigantism. If a tumor appears before 25, you develop gigantism. If it comes past 25, you don't develop it because the bones have closed.
Okay.
Your development stabilizes at 25. Anything love, intelligence you're doing at 25, you're burning your fingers and you'll be suffering. You could be falling with that person 30 years from today.
Don't say you were never told. Don't say you were never told. So really the person here to blame is not the one who keeps coming back. It is the one who keeps entertaining.
Somebody, I told her that she was asking, how do I lock up this guy? I said, it's very easy, shut doors. Block, shut. But you see, they will think I'm immature. The fact that you are concerned about they will think about you is the problem here.
Yeah.
You need to be stable enough to make the decisions that are important for you. And sometimes, just you need to tell people that the firmness to be numb to people's opinion, you need it in relationships and in career. Whatever you do, it will have critics. People bash you over it.
That's right.
We have narcissists who hate the way...
kazi.
Exactly. There are people who their full-time is criticism. Their full-time occupation. They're just on air throwing away, calling people names, and they have invented other ways of expressing, of dissing people, dismissing people.
Yeah.
And you know, Joyce, we say controversy comes with the territory. Whenever you begin to talk to people, influence people, carry your calling, conduct, what does he say about Jesus? He caused a lot of controversy.
That's right.
When he showed up, they were saying, isn't this the person they're looking? I think he's a good... No, that people are offended at him. You know you're beginning to make waves when people are offended at you. Others are so blessed by your work. That's how our Lord set the example. He said, I came to show you the way. Just follow me. Expect. Right. He said, if they love me, if they hate me, they'll also expect a concoction. So let's start by stop worrying what the X will throw at you when you've done this. They are an X for a reason. And part of one problem I've found, especially with women, there are men who never outgrow the ex because he was hurt by Maggie. He never trusts Beatrice. And he blankets and says, I trusted another woman like that and I was heartbroken.
Yeah.
Don't transfer. You know, the healing is work. Just the reason we avoid healing is because it's like surgery. It involves opening wounds. I have dealt with the cases where I had to take a break to go and breathe myself. Sometimes the surgeons don't tell you, but they're also traumatized by the cases they deal with, and they need to do. Sometimes I do psychological surgery. I meet a guy who have met a very good woman, but he just can't open up, be vulnerable, connect, and that has caused the relationship to suffer. There's a guy who told me that the ex in campus told guys that he's useless in bed.
Oh no.
Okay. And now,
first of all, to those women, like, just don't do that. Come on, you can. And it said it better
in front of another person in a shouting to get back at him. And I told men to zip 2 places in campus for your own safety, man. Zip here and there. Don't tell a woman I love you. Don't invite a woman to bedroom. You know, the houses for guys in campus are self-confused. The sitting room is the bedroom. No sooner are you in that you're in the bedroom, the seat is the bed. Everything.
Problems everywhere.
Exactly.
Trouble
and the girl comes to
everywhere.
make you tea there. And in the kitchen is the sitting room, is the bedroom, you do things. And then she insults you. That guy was talking to me 19 years later.
Wow.
And today he suffers dysfunction, erectile dysfunction.
That's sad.
When he remembers the insult, luckily I was able to process it with him.
Okay.
And now he's vibrant.
Zip 2 places, gentlemen. But is there a place for a relationship with an ex to work out again?
Yes, there are people who get back together after they have matured.
Should we put a timeline on how later, after they broke up, they can get back together?
I'll put a condition, not so much of time.
Because it's one thing to talk about 1 week, 2 weeks, or 1 month.
Exactly.
Versus people who've been broken up for 3 years.
The exes have found many of them met 5 and above years later, after they had genuinely broken up and gone their way, but things happened and they realized when that time it was immaturity, it was not toxicity, there was no abuse, no disrespect, and they have all evolved together.
Okay.
Actually, many of them meet abroad or meet way later in life after things happened, and they realize that they can still cable, but they don't come together because they were together. They come together afresh. That is the condition. They meet like people who are not together before.
Yeah.
They check where are you in life, where am I in life. They're not trying to revive what was there.
Right.
That is impossible. And those people keep maintaining hope, because I need to warn them, who keep sustaining hope. Always remember why you broke up, because that reason will always come back. People don't change that easily. Or maybe it changed. Maybe it changed. And
Give everybody a second chance.
Listen, thank you for bringing that up. When you go to relationships, don't go with activism or charity or idealism or human rights.
What are human rights? Oh,
You know, don't go to relationship with that. You're going to be regurgitating the same cabbage in your relationship for long. You need to go there with pragmatism and self-care.
Right.
Remember, you are short in time. Your life is short. You don't have too many times to keep firing wrong.
Yeah.
Joyce, have met, and I told ladies, and I want to repeat this, when you meet a senior bachelor, there's a reason he's senior alone. it should be a good reason. He was in one prolonged relationship that didn't work, and he should own up to his own contribution to it. Even if the woman was toxic, he should say, I tolerated the toxicity for long. I was stupid in that sense. He should own up to something. All these other things, oh, people don't understand me. Oh, no. Many of them are simply alcoholic. Many are simply workaholic, and others are churchaholic. I told you about the 3 holics.
Watu watatu tujaachwa nyuma.
Yes, they carry a big Bible and they have no time for you.
Yeah.
They are with God. And I told you, when a guy tells you he's going away for 30 days, don't talk to him. He's going to Catalonia for 30 days. He's going to pray about you feeling a God calling him to something. Don't talk to him for that. That's a churchaholic, run away.
Benjamin unachoma.
That's a churchaholic. Even if you're praying, you're supposed to carry me in your prayer. We are one now. I'm supposed to go with my relationship in your prayer. If you abandon me to be your God, perhaps you should marry that God. Anyway, I'm just talking about this is religion, this is not spirituality. You're supposed to show leadership, supposed to be there, supposed to. What if you go and you come back, I'm dead? That time you disappeared, I fell sick and died. What will happen? So I need you to be present, to be there for me. This is conversion. This is not conversion. This is not Christianity. This is in fact they are defaming.
No, I'm kidding. No, but tumesikia. I hope tumesikia. Yeah, don't defame the gospel out of your own nonsense.
And many of them are escapists. I told you, many people who are too spiritual are escaping a real gap in their life.
Yeah. Wow. Hey, okay. So should one, there are people who actually say they might be in another relationship, but because of the bonds that you've talked about, they still say that they miss this person. Is that if you're dating, because now when you're married, that's a whole different ballgame. If you're dating, is that reason to break up with whoever you're dating?
Sometimes you don't miss the person, you miss the experiences and the feelings they aroused in you. Differentiate the two. Your mind is replaying pleasant tapes. That reality no longer exists. If you abandon, at Kitui we say you exchange a real sweet potato for a crack on the earth, crack that shows there could be a potato underneath. So you give away a real thing for what looks like a promise of a thing.
Come on.
When you're in a relationship, please understand, and I just need to tell people that there's such a thing as illusion. Sometimes you see shadows upon shadows, like that will be love, that will be love. Then you give up a real thing, only to realize it's a mirage. Mirage is an image of an ocean. There's no water in front. It's the more you come, the more it moves ahead. You need to conclude dating as soon as you can. Once you find your person, forget the whole thing. You see, marrying is another start for another journey. I tell guys not to wait for eternity before they marry.
Yeah.
Because marrying is another start for another journey. You're delaying another journey. It's not the peak. You think it's at the peak, but it's just starting on another journey.
And that's a great way to put it, because I think a lot of people, part of the fear of commitment is thinking that it is a peak, like as if it's the end of the destination. And if you're doing that, you actually get it wrong, because that's how you fail to enjoy the beauty and everything that you can't see behind that mountain.
You have reminded me of a guy who, they're already living together, the lady, and I blamed the lady for it. I told her I should not have tolerated that. People moved together for stupid logistical issues. I live here. My work is every time I pass by, say, you might as well live together to save on cost and fuel. Nonsense. You don't move in because of logistics. You're moving because it's the right decision. So when he's living there, say, I want to be sure it's you. I'm not sure. I'm trying to pray. And we're living together. He should be thinking from 5 or 7 kilometers away to give you enough space to continue the life. People want to put you in a purgatory, and they act like they're still making up their mind. And time is going.
Shindwe. Let's talk about gifts from exes, memorabilia. There are certain things, maybe ulipewa tu zawadi, especially for those people who have, say, a broken engagement. Are you supposed to give back the ring? Or what do you hang on to from do you kind of just say, but I like it, it's a good gift, and call it a day? Or should you actually get rid of anything that reminds you of that person?
Listen, if I come dating you, I want a clean cut from your ex. I don't want anything about him here. If I am not good enough to provide you all those, I should not be the one then. Choose between him and me. The only thing we can't get rid of is a child. All other things, we are getting rid of. Make a clean break and give me a clean slate. When I was dating my girl, I visited and I saw a book written her name and then the ex's name. Yes. You know the way people they call each other like that?
Yeah.
So that if she's Maggie, she's called Maggie Benjamin. So I saw a book written Maggie Benjamin.
Yeah.
Or Maggie David and I'm here is Benjamin.
Ulichoma.
No, I just lost I lost network. She noticed.
But hata huyo msee alikuwa ameandika jina lake last name. And they are not
yes, that's how they do it. It's more gifts. You know, love and foolishness are related.
Corona! I want to high five you, guy. Corona.
So those things, little nonsenses, they're supposed to be romantic.
Love and foolishness. Same WhatsApp group.
Same WhatsApp group.
Oh my goodness, Benjamin, I need to ask you a question. Kuna mtu hapa ameshtakiwa. Shtakiwa to the Full Circle Police. Someone is saying, hey Joyce, what a topic. Because my own sister is married and has kids and still sleeps with her ex behind her husband's back. She's tuned in. Address her. Guy. Okay. Alice, thank you.
Okay, she's tuned in. I want to ask the one who's writing us to learn how to mind our own business.
Does that?
This is family gossip and I happen to be a Christian. I consider myself to be a decent fella. Don't like indulging gossip.
Right.
I want to warn people to leave their relatives' businesses alone. After
That's
you've
right.
told her that you disapprove, please step back. If she ruins her marriage, it was hers. If today you report her to the husband, she would say you ruined her marriage.
Yeah. Whether it's not your job to report
Exactly.
anybody.
So what she's doing is wrong, but what do we do? Adults have choices.
Actually, no. Let me take that back. Are you saying there is never any situation where you should, if someone is cheating with their ex, with whoever, there's never a point where...
Girls have told me my mother is cheating.
What? What's that?
Yes. Especially firstborns.
Kwa nini una point huko?
You look like one of them. You look put together.
A
Firstborns are
firstborn.
put together.
Yes, I am a firstborn.
I know. They feel so involved. So I remind her, remember you are a child in that marriage, in that family. You're not a member, a party to that marriage.
So,
After you express your disapproval to the person, leave it.
No, okay, if it's your best friend, now you are mama,
Best
that's
friend.
the maid of honor.
Yes, go as far
Will he
as
sign certificate hata
go
wewe?
as far as warning her or him, and that's all. I disapprove what you're doing. Should the consequences fall upon you, don't say I never warned you. I don't like this, and I'm out. That's what you tell your mother. That's what you tell your sister. That's what you tell your best to whoever. Don't go reporting. I saw. Yeah, I saw. They will come back later and call you the devil. By the way, it could be the woman who's in charge in that marriage. And you try to report, and maybe they come back together to say you try to separate them.
Yeah. So, we've said don't date the ex. Can you have them as friends? There are people who say
Okay.
they still remain
Let's
friends.
talk about this. It depends on what level of maturity and how you broke up. There are people who have maintained camaraderie with their exes because there was no nasty breakup. It was an amicable breakup. And they are mature enough to keep their distance. That is happening. That happens. But it's 1 out of 4 of the cases.
Okay.
In many other cases, there's so much tension or so much temptation between the two of you that you cannot safely maintain touch with them. So look at the environment between the two of you. If it is friendly and amicable and there is no temptation or tension, that's okay.
Yeah.
But you must be very realistic.
Very quickly, because I have to wrap up. For the ones who are in relationships, but because of their ex, you know, they don't have trust now for this new person, what would you say to both of those parties?
The person who suffers mistrust should go and find healing. We should normalize seeing life coaches and counselors to process what you are aware is your
Okay.
gap in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to the one who is in the relationship and not receiving this love fully?
Help that person. Give them a choice. Can we deal with what you're struggling with? Or do I give you time to walk the journey yourself?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Wow. Benjamin Zulu, thanks for coming on to the show as always. How can people find you?
Benjamin Zulu KE on Facebook page and everywhere else. Benjamin Zulu KE at Gmail, Instagram, Twitter, Benjamin Zulu KE.
Fantastic. Guys, I need to wrap up the show now. I certainly do hope that you've enjoyed our conversations today. And as I leave, let me remind you that IHTI's innovative quest has always kept them ahead of the pack, and they're welcoming you to get trained with the industry's leading institution. Their growth has been proven over time by their consistency to keep it real and on top. Intake is ongoing, and for more information, you can log on to www.ihti.net or call 0728 787 088. That's IHTI, the Professionals Club. With that said, Asanteni Sana for your company and all your feedback and your comments. I know we've not been able to touch on every single one, but not to worry, we'll be back here tomorrow for even more Full Circle with Joyce. Until then, God bless you and have a wonderful day ahead. Ciao.